Hey, my name is PolishLynx and this is more of Sakura MMO Extra. That's right, we have to continue. Don't mind me, I have my dog on my laps still. So, but he's asleep so. Given that I'm talking, he might not actually be, but it's fine, it's fine. Time passes. Before I know it, a couple of weeks have passed. For my tasks are largely the same on a day-to-day basis, the novelty of working and Maid Café has yet to wear off. I like working alongside my fellow mates, and I meet new and interesting customers every day, including those with rather specific fetishes. If only those fetishes were normal. The job lacks some of the excitement that fighting monsters did, but it's almost as physically demanding. No offense, I mean some are not normal to me, okay, but whatever you like. I mean some things you shouldn't maybe, but yeah. I'm on my feet for hours on end, serving sundaes and cups of tea to our customers. We have a lot of customers, and the numbers continue to rise with every passing day. It's tiring work, but it's fulfilling, and I've become quite fond of it. I like talking to people and flirting with cute girls. And there is an overabundance of gossip one can glean if he only listens. The gossip I happened to overhear today while pouring a cup of tea is particularly interesting.
Did you hear about the pirate they caught last night? Pirate? What pirate? Some pirate captain. She was in tavern last evening, or so I heard, trying to scrounge together a crew. A couple of city guards got wind of it, and they came to investigate, and then apprehended her. Apparently she's a very famous pirate. She's been on the run for years. The price for capturing her is meant to be huge. Huge? How huge? 100 gold pieces. What the hell? That's incredible! She must be a dastardly pirate. Oh, she is. I've heard all sorts of stories. She takes whatever she wants from whoever she wants, gold, jewels, precious artifacts. She's a menace. And you say the city guards finally caught her? That's right. She tried to fight back, but they outnumbered her, and she was soon in the irons. She'll be in a gaol now, on the outskirts of Linton, and serves her right. It's what she deserves for turning to a life of crime. Now, as good upstanding citizens?
Yeah, I mean, somehow I have doubts if you are a really upstanding citizen.
Can live life a little easier, knowing one more brigand is behind bars.
What are you talking about, dude? Are you a sailor or anything like that? Are you doing anything on the sea? If not, then dude, she's not getting in your way. Why am I protecting a pirate, right? I know, I have my reason. And if you played Sakura MMO games, you know the reason. Because we probably know that pirate.
That is a relief, yeah. For I do wonder what they'll do with her. What they do to every criminal, obviously. She'll be put on a trial for her crimes. And if she's found guilty, which I'm sure she will be, she'll be put to death. Goodness me! That's awfully extreme!
Exactly. And why do we not cut off the hand of that stupid child for doing what he did? I mean, if you're going to extreme with that, we should go to extreme with that too. I wonder if we'll be able to be allowed to watch the execution. They might publicize it if she's famous, as you say she is. Dog, can you stop kicking me? This conversation is starting to make me feel uneasy. I drag most of the gossip I hear during the workday, but I can't discount this talk about a pirate captain. I knew a pirate captain once. She helped me a lot when I was in a difficult situation. I haven't seen her in a while, and I've been wondering how she is. It's possible I'm jumping to a conclusion, but I simply have to know. Excuse me, madams. I hope you don't think be frightfully rude, but I happened to overhear what you were talking about, and it sparked my interest. Oh, that's alright, it's perfectly understandable. It's an exciting topic, isn't it? It's full of all the key elements of any good story, crime, drama, intrigue. All it's missing is a dash of romance, and then it will be perfect. Yes, I suppose it would be, so... This pirate captain you were speaking of, would you happen to know her name? But of course I know her name, everybody does. She's basically a celebrity. Her exploits are almost as renowned as those of the weak, dark witch Viola. I have to suppress an urge to thank the customer for this compliment. She has no idea who I really am, and I would prefer things to remain that way. Otherwise, things might get a little complicated. And her name is? Bonnie Bright, the scourge of high seas. So it really is her. I beg your pardon? The customer serviced me, her brow furrowed with concern. Are you alright, dear? You've come over to play. Oh, no, I'm fine. My skin is like that. You needn't worry about me. This is just... very shocking. It is, isn't it? I thought the fearsome Captain like Bonnie would ever get caught. She must be getting lax in her old age. She's not old. I've heard stories about her more than a decade. And she must be in her 30s by now, or even older. It's unthinkable that a woman as old as all that will continue to say, what are you talking about? That's still young. To sail the high seas, terrorizing people and stealing goods. She should have a bit more shame. Well, she's finally been caught and she'll be punished for all her misdeeds. Yes, the dog just kicked me. She's been wanted one for many years and now she'll finally get her just desserts. Just Desserts. There's a game like that, we played it, Just Desserts. Watching the execution will be fun. For I actually need to play it again to get the other endings. I still haven't gotten to that. I actually have so many games that we played. I mean, not that many, but I have a few of them that we played. I was supposed to get the other endings, and I still haven't gotten to do so. What do you have? Okay, Just Desserts, as I said. The Letter. That's been ages ago. But I still haven't gotten to other endings and so on. Love Esquire, and I think I might get to it because they allowed, actually they officially released a DLC that would unlock the uncensored version fully. Nice. I still need to play Psychopath Mother of Happiness a bit more for myself as well, to see the other endings. Oh, and there's something for Sepia Tears. There was something for Sepia Tears. I think like the change of graphics, change of artwork or something like this. So I want to play it again because of that. Really good game. We also played it, as I said. Actually, we've played all of those games that I mentioned, so you can look for that if you want, because they were, I would say, enjoyable, very enjoyable. Sepia Tears, I think I played somewhere in the very beginning of the channel as well. So when the game was actually on Desura. Damn, I missed Desura. Desura was good. Anyway, Sakura MMO Extra. That's what we're about right now. Watching execution will be fun! No. I grit my teeth together. I can't believe that this woman would use the word fun to describe Bonnie's impending execution. She's treating almost like a horse race or a sporting event. Her sheer callousness is fancy. Oh, that was one. Wrong voice I was giving, whatever. And people say I'm evil. I am evil. How dare they? Oh, are you alright, miss? You're very quiet. I'm fine. Thank you for concern. This woman's idle chatter has upset me. But I'm not going to hurt her. That won't help Bonnie. But that will. But what will? New mission. I need to come up with a plan. Bonnie helped me once. Ergo, it's my duty to help her. I won't let her rot in a prison cell, and I absolutely won't let her be executed. I swear that on my name of Viola, the great dark witch, and on the name of the guy that is playing the game, PolishLynx. I'm not uncaring now to let any of my allies suffer. Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. It's a prison break. The news of Bonnie's capture waves upon my mind for the rest of my shift. Once the workday comes to a close, I change back to my adventurer's garb alongside Fion, Ellery, and Neve. Then, I ask the 3 members of my trusty party to come with me to Linton's tavern, so we might talk. We might talk a lot. Have we been to the tavern before in these games? I don't remember. We might not have been, and we haven't been that for sure in this one. But I don't know about MMO 1 and 3. 2, 3. We first went to this tavern months ago, after we first met Aileen, and agreed that we would find her necklace. Maybe, I honestly don't remember that. Time really does fly. But the interior of this place hasn't changed at all. It's exactly as I remember it, down to the very last rivet affixed in the wooden tables. There is a few many table behind us playing what I think is a game of blackjack. Loud cries emit from their mouths at irregular intervals, which gives some indication of whom fickle Lady Luck has chosen to favor. Most of the people here are drinking, some only half drunk, while others are already thoroughly intoxicated. A green cat girl is trying to ply a stone wolf girl with alcohol, while a pink-haired elf is playing a game of darts with a dark-haired knight. Sakura Night Girls! What? There is a lot of people crammed in this space. Small for it is, and it's pretty hot. Noisy too. In before the Fox adventures here as well. Maybe? It's so crowded, I doubt there is any chance we'll be overheard. That should give me an ample opportunity to tell my party all which I overheard. I mean, there are so many possibilities for crossovers here. So many.
What's wrong, milady? You seem somewhat distracted, and you even dropped a plate at work. That is most unlike you. Yeah! Dropping things is my forte, not yours! You ain't meant to be clumsy in character! Either should you be?
Levi fixes Fion with a stern look.
I wish you would try to work on your hand-eye coordination. I thought you were supposed to be a thief. I was, what of it? Then you have to be stealthy so you can rob others, with quick and nimble fingers. If you had been clumsy, then you are as you are now. I can scarce imagine how you were able to survive on the streets for so long. It's a miracle. Nobody caught you.
Okay, give me a second. I need to actually get this guy. Go. Because my legs were going numb, and he was actually constantly kicking me. What's up? Okay.
It's a miracle nobody caught you. Picking pockets and self dishes are like two totally different things. I'm only good with my hands in certain scenarios. I'm pretty rotten at household chores for. I can slip a golden bracelet of a woman's wrist quicker on blinking, but I'd have real problems pouring that lady some tea without splashing all over her. I'm rotten at sewing too, and fiddly stuff like that. My hands just start to seize up, I don't know what it is.
Maybe you're allergic to honest work? Never sighs.
In any case, we seem to have gone off topic. My apologies. What is it that bothered you so, milady? Is it something I may help with?
Yes.
I would like to help too, if I can. I would that much, after you have given me so many pep talks.
Oh, you girls are so sweet. I knew I could count on you. So Ellery might not like the idea, but let's do it. I smiled at my companions, my face only half illuminated by the flickering candlelight. I'm not suffering for. That is a bit of an overstatement. You will be correct in deducing that something has been playing on my mind for. What? Well, I draw in a breath and then launch into the tale I overheard from one of the cafe's patrons. I told him that the pirate Captain Bonnie was captured in this very tavern a few nights ago. Then she was taken to a gaol on the outskirts of Linton for further questioning. She's being held prisoner in cell, and soon she will be hauled before a court of law and tried for her crimes. The customers at the cafe seemed most excited by this news. They said if she is found guilty, which she almost definitely will be, she will surely be executed.
Huh? Ain't that gonna be a little far? Sure, money might be a pirate, but she was honorable. She only ever stole from the rich, and I don't think she ever killed anybody. She's a real upstanding lady.
That may be the case, but the fact does remain that she's a pirate. And a quite famous one too. She's well known as a criminal and a brigand. And having worked as a city guard myself, I know the ins and outs of Asaph's legal system. It is not very lenient, to put it plainly. Theft in particular is regarded as a grave transgression. People have been served harsh sentences for lesser crimes. Do you remember your sister, Holly? She was to be imprisoned for years simply for stealing a loaf of bread. Yeah, that's going far, not gonna lie. And yet acting the way some bastards are acting, like in the previous episode, is acceptable. What the hell?
Oh yeah, how could I forget?
Fion pouts.
And you were the one who dragged my poor sister to the gallery.
I was only doing my duty. Ellery's face turns red. Self-consciously, she hands her head. I thought I was doing the right thing at the time, but now I have time to reflect. I'm less certain of my righteousness. Now I know that Holly is not a bad person. She was simply trying to survive in a difficult world. I do not think she deserved to be imprisoned for that.
Well, I'm glad you finally come to your senses. Still, that's pretty bad. We didn't know Bonnie for all that long, but like her a lot, she had passed a huge deal. You hadn't met her, we might have never figured out where the evil goddess's lair was. Without her help, all of us would be doomed right now. We can't just let her die.
I concur. It is funny, when I first came to Asaph, I became a city guard. It was my duty, in the past, to catch pirates, not aid them. Ellery smiles faintly. It appears I'm much changed. It has since become apparent to me that the world cannot be divided into good and bad, black and white. Many people are somewhere in between. What a pretty speech! Thank you for your support, you two. But what of you, Neve? I glanced at my trustworthy mate. Will you help us rescue Bonnie? Neve purses her lips together. She looks far less enthusiastic than Ellery and Fion. I not like Bonnie at all. She was loud, obnoxious, unpleasant woman, and a filthy pirate besides. I have no sympathy for her suffering. In fact, I think she deserves whatever it is she gets. She is no friend of mine. Here, Neve pauses. She sighs. But it is an indisputable fact that she helped us. She was an aggravating person, and I do not personally like her. But I am mature enough to put my feelings on the matter to one side. We all heard that. That being the case, I think you ought to save her. It is the right thing to do.
Oh, Neve!
What? Neve looks at Fion dubiously. Why are you laughing like that? I don't think it said anything particularly amusing.
You never do. Not intentionally, at least. You always talk so dry and dull and stuff. I think that's all an act. You're putting it on high to your true feelings. You say you don't like money, but I think you're fond around her and you like it to admit it.
What? Neve scolds. I'm afraid I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm not shy, not in the slightest. And I am being honest when I say I feel no tenderness towards the pirate captain. Had she not aided us during our journey, I would feel no compunction to aid her. I'm only trying to fulfill my duty, that is all.
That's all, how cute!
Fion nudges Neve in the side of her elbow.
Boop! It's alright, you know. You won't be betraying Viola by admitting you like other people too. If you always act that grumpy, you will never be able to make any friends!
That isn't true. I do so have friends.
Oh yeah?
Fion leans in a little closer and making mocking smile playing about her face.
Like who?
Well, there is Mila. Fionn pokes Neve in the side.
Don't say me lady, that don't count.
Well, I suppose I'm friends with you and Ellery, sort of, kind of.
So we're admitting we're friends. That's nice of you, huh?
And I have no qualms with Aileen or Holly, for Maid does annoy me somewhat.
Everyone annoys you, Neve.
You certainly do. But to put this foolish matter to one side, I trust you know which Gaul Bonnie is held in, milady. But I do. I was able to procure the information from the girls, who stopped by the cafe before they left. That is good. How'd rather scupper or escape plans if we did not know where she was. There is still the question of how we'll break her out for.
Oh, I know.
Fionn waves one hand in the air, as an overeager student might in the middle of class. She looks so enthused, she's positively bouncing up and down in her seat, her blonde ponytail swishing. Part of me feels like passing Fionn over, just for the sake of seeing her face crumple. But the four of us are meant to be working together. There is no point discounting her opinions for a brief sadistic thrill. I can get that by abusing my fan base whenever the mood so strikes me. Yes, Fionn, what is it?
I said we storm over to where she's being held and we break her out with force. There'll be a bunch of guns, but I doubt they'll be able to hurt us. We've taken away way tougher opponents than that in the past. My talkers will make short work of them, like pew pew pew!
Pew pew pew? Never raised an eyebrow. I don't think that is the sort of sound daggers make.
Huh? It ain't?
I don't think so.
Then how do you think blades sound, Never?
I'm not sure. I think it'll be some more of a whooshing sound as they cleave through the air, or perhaps a clank when they make contact with enemy sword.
Whooshing? That mightn't be so bad. Whoosh, whoosh, clang!
Alright, settle down. I know you're excited about this film, but I have a few doubts about your so-called plan, if it can even be called as such.
Doubts? Like what?
I don't think indiscriminately engaging prison guard in combat would be a good idea. We might end up hurting them.
Meh.
And they have not committed any real offense. They are only doing their jobs. Okay, you've got a point here.
Maybe so, but if we let them carry their jobs out, Bonnie might really die.
I'm aware of that. But I do not want to cause any more bloodshed while trying to liberate her. It would run contrary to what we are trying to accomplish. Even if we try to hold back, I fear we might be too strong. Violet's magic in particular is very potent. If she were to find, these guards might truly lose their lives.
Then what do you reckon we do?
In a situation like this, I think we'll be better served by relying on diplomacy.
What?
You mean you wish to talk to them? If I may, I was a guard myself in the past, so I think I should be able to negotiate with them. I know I'm not the best at interacting with customers at Maid Café, but talking to fellow knights while dressed as knight is a different matter. I think I can handle this. As long as you will let me, that is. I'm a bit worried about entrusting so delicate an operation with her, but she seems quite confident. She might be a clumsy maid, but it's true, she made a very competent city guard. She didn't look one bit unnerved or embarrassed at all when I first met in her métier. Or why don't we use again Violet's magic? The thing that she used on the bastard that then got the hot tea poured over his area that he will never be able to use again. She can just don't allow them to move. I bet she can even put them to sleep for the time being, really, when we break Bonnie out of the place. I thought she acted in a very striking professional manner. It's been a while since I saw Ellery act with such poise and dignity. I think I'd like to witness that again. Very well then. I will trust you with this task.
Thank you very much.
Ellery smiles and bows her head.
I shall do my best. I promise you will not regret this decision. Violet might not, but I'm gonna bomb. I wanted to use my daggers. But oh well, I guess this works out too. Now,
she rises to her feet.
Why don't we go and pay Bonnie a visit? It's been ages since I saw her, and I'm dying to know what she's been up to. We can't let her stay in the wrong. That's still a second longer. Let's do this!
breakout. It doesn't take long for us to travel to the gaol where Bonnie is being held. The gaol is on the outskirts of Linton, buried within the forest which fringes the cobblestone city streets. It's a miserable, gloomy kind of building made of grey, imposing stones. The building's obviously old because its stone walls are draped with moss and ivy, which almost seem to choke it. As far as prisons goes, it's not a particularly large one. It's a ramshackle structure with a low roof and narrow halls, half obscured by trees and hanging vines. So basically it's a perfect place to be fighting with magic, I guess, because definitely not normal weapons. Its imposing door is sealed and it's being guarded by 2 knights wearing armor, one with a sword and one with a spear. I turn to Yuri, a severe expression upon my face. I'll leave it to you. With a bit of luck, we should be able to avoid unnecessary bloodshed. I'll do my best. Yuri nods stiffly. Let us go. She approaches the guards, Neve, Fionn, and I follow along behind her. Yuri's shoulders are squared and her head is held high, but you see her hands are curled into fists at her sides. She's shaking. Yuri was the one who proposed this plan, but I can tell she's nervous. She's not the best at talking to other people. She always trips over her own tongue in the cafe or her own feet. I'm a bit worried she won't be able to pull this off, but I try to have faith in her. Well, if she fails, we'll just get rid of the guys. I'm sure Ellery can do this. Halt! One of the guards notices approaching. He stands to attention, his hands moving towards his hilted sword and says, "Who goes there? Stand your purpose!" Ellie clears her throat, then steps forth with unwavering, unassailable confidence. My name is Ellery. I'm the Knight of City Montier. I believe you may have heard of me. Well, then it does ring a bell. Oh, it does more than just that! The second guard, the one holding the spear, that doesn't really matter, cries in amazement, his eyes overflowing with reverence I didn't expect. I thought you look familiar, but I can see, without a shadow of doubt, that you really are Ellery. You're the famous one who appeared out of nowhere in Montier, then joined the guards and captured all the criminals. You caught more brigands in your first move on the job than many of the guards have their whole lives. What? Is that true? It's truer than the nose on my face. Everybody knows about Ellery's exploits. Don't tell me you haven't heard of her. This is the woman who brought the leader of the weak, deaf, closed society to justice. Oh, really? This is that Ellery. How many other Ellers are out there? What did I just say? How many other Ellerys are there out there? This incredible woman found the quarters of the Dead Crow Society, which had eluded the rest of us for years, then stormed it. She arrested those crooks and was able to defeat their leader in a one-on-one sword fight. She's practically a hero among us guards. No, a goddess! Huh? Fionn stares at Ellery, her eyes large as saucers. I knew you were a fearless guard and all, but I never knew you had that many strings to your bow. Did you really defeat the leader of the Death Crow Society? Well, one doesn't like to boast. Ellery looks down at her feet, her cheeks pale pink. And it's not like it was that much of an accomplishment. I didn't figure out their location all on my own. I had good sources. Sources being her time spent playing Asaph online when she lived in Japan, I'll bet. The Death Crow Society was a group of assassins in Asaph Online. They existed in the shadows for many centuries, or so the lore of the Asaph Online goes, and murdered many prominent people, kings, nobles, and prominent knights chief among them. What if those kings and nobles were the shitty kind? One high-ranking mission chain in Asaph Online involved finding the group's headquarters, infiltrating and then defeating the leader. Finding the site in real Asaph must have been simple for Yuri, who had her real war knowledge to fall back on. But it's not possible to explain these concepts to those two guards. They wouldn't understand anything about Asaph Online or Japan. Why would we explain that for? They think us insane. It's to our advantage that they think of Ellery as a goddess, which makes them more likely to obey her. Anyway, Ellery clears her throat. I'm indeed that Ellery. I have many accomplishments to my name, and many across Asaph respect my skills with the blade. I'm no longer a city guard, but an adventurer. I come here no authority but my own, but trust you will listen to me all the same. I have a request I would like to make of you.
You wish to make a request of us?
Yeah, indeed. I need help, and it's something only you can aid me with.
Oh, Larry wants my help. The cool, brave goddess of the battlefield actually wants my help. The Ellery has turned to me in her moment of need for my advice. Oh, happy days! This is like a dream come true. I'm over the moon.
The guard with the spear, who once looked so imposing, practiced squeals with excitement upon hearing this. He totally lost his composure. He must be a card-carrying member of the Ellery fan club, not that I blame him. Ellery is pretty darn adorable.
Please state what is you wish from us, fair Ellery. We'll do all we can to help you. It is what you deserve, given your exalted status. Isn't that right, Antonio?
The guard with the spear nudges the guard with a sword, who I suppose is called Antonio? Not that I really need to know his name. I doubt I'll ever see him again. I don't want to waste my energy memorizing names of unimportant NPCs, so I guess I'll keep referring to him as Guard 1. It's a lot easier that way.
That's right, yeah. If you are famous as Balthazar says you are, then I suppose we have no choice but to listen to your request. What is that you want from us? If it's something we're able to help, then we shall by all means.
Thank you greatly. Ellery bows red, which makes Guard 2 swoon.
Oh, Larry thanked me! She really truly thanked me with that sweet mouth of hers. I'll never ever forget this moment for as long as I live.
Right, well, then, I have it on good authority that the infamous pirate Captain Bond is being held inside this gaol. Is that correct?
Yes, indeed, madame. She was caught in a tavern in Linton, and she was soon brought hence, where she is now a prisoner, thank the gods. That woman has been nuisance for many years. I'm glad she's finally going to get what's coming for her.
And what is coming for her, if I may ask?
A trial, and then an execution. That is foregone conclusion. She will most definitely be found guilty of her crimes. We all know of the terror she has inflicted upon the others. That is not something she can refute.
I see. I thought as much.
Ellery frowns.
I know you wish to see Bonnie punished for crimes, as indeed do I. I'm a law-abiding citizen of Asaph, and I cannot condone those who would profit by intimidation and robbery. While Violet is being a little shaky. Bonnie is by anybody's standards a dangerous criminal. But I do not think she's utterly beyond salvation.
You don't?
No. Call me soft-hearted if you will, and perhaps I am, but I think people are capable of changing, even criminals. Putting them to death would rob them of this opportunity, and it would rob society of what could they one day become a worthy citizen. I myself have met Bonnie once before, and she helped me during her time of crisis. She was a reliable ally, and I could tell there was a wealth of good buried within her. I would not forgive myself if I let that good within her go to waste. So I have come here to ask you a favor. I understand you may be hesitant to grant my request given Bonnie's history, but I fancy know her better than either of you do. I do not think she deserves to die. So I would very much appreciate if you could let me free her from this prison.
What?
The guard with the sword takes a step back.
Am I hearing this correct? Do you really want us to turn our backs on our duties in so flagrant a manner? That woman, no matter how good she may be deep down, is still a dangerous criminal. We cannot let her roam free. She ought to be tried, sentenced, punished. That is the only way justice can be served.
I understand what you're saying, but please, let me argue in Bonnie's defense. She will be one of us. She will be of no use at all to society if she's dead. If you rob her of her life, she shall never be able to repent for her crimes. She's still young, and she has a chance to turn her life around for the better. If you give some instruction, I'm sure she'll be able to better herself. So please, will you not trust me? I'll oversee her rehabilitation myself, and I promise I shall punish her for her misdeeds in a fitting manner. I will endeavor to reshape her, so she might give back to the people she once stole from.
Oh, that is an interesting proposition.
The guard with the sword frowns.
And how will you do that exactly?
It's here that Ellery falters. she turns to me for guidance, which fortunately I have no problems issuing. I've been thinking about what to do with Bonnie myself for the last few hours, and I think I've come to satisfactory conclusion. I do just what I want to do with her when we rescue her. I shall help Ellery with Bonnie's training. Together we shall find her a proper job wherein she will be forced to serve others. I think that is a fitting punishment for a careless woman such as Bonnie. And as for the precise job we shall give her, well, I smirk. Let's just say she'll become very proficient at cursing, pouring tea, and saying, "How may I help you, my master?" I'm sure Bonnie will hate it. She has such a rebellious spirit, but that is part and parcel of her rehab. The more she suffers, the more effective it will be. You can trust me on that score. I'm a professional sadist after all. And? Wow! I thought getting here would be hard, but you were able to talk those guards around like it was nothing. I didn't know you were so smart, Ellery. Wow. Oof. You sound so cool back then, just like a real city guard. I was a real city guard once. I don't remember how to play the part. I had practice. Practice or no, you were really amazing. You sounded so cool and commanding. I was starting to forget how stoic you can be after working at the Maid Café so long. You act so shy in the mirror when you're all dressed up in fleece and lace. You're like an almost different Ellery. I can't help that. I'm still not accustomed to wearing such garments. They make me feel exposed. Really? Fionn furrows her bow. They ain't that revealing. In fact, I think they cover up more than your own outfit. No, Ellery is not ready. Yours full, yeah. The skirt is pretty long and full. It stays full. Maybe it is, but I still don't think it suits me. I'm not cut out for girly things. Clothes like that look foolish on me. Hey, don't be so hard on yourself. I think you look plenty cute. Don't you ever, Viola? I will abstain from commenting on Ellery's supposed goodness. I only have eyes for me lady after all. I do think Ellery makes a more refined maid than you, Fionn. I, for one, think Ellery looks adorable. Always looks adorable, no matter what she's wearing. But putting her look aside for now. Oh, for Ellery, smile. Fionn is right. You saved us a lot of trouble by speaking to those guards. I appreciate it. Really? Really? I mean, there were only two. Oh, it's fine. I didn't do all this much to help. Moreover, I fear I've been something of a liability as of late. And I'm not the best mate, so I want to make it up for you in some other manner. I hope I was able to show you I'm not completely incompetent. I never thought that you were. Now let us look for Bonnie. This goal is... This goal is not too large, so it should not take overly long. Alright! The four of us walk through a fusty prison. It's not a particularly welcoming place. In fact, it reminds me of a crypt. There are no windows whatsoever, and the prison's gloomy interior is lit by candles flickering in brackets along the walls. It's pretty dark, thanks to the lack of sunlight, and it's cold. I've not gone 5 steps in that miserable place when I feel myself shivering. Fionn wrinkles her nose. They sure don't clean this place up, huh? I can see why they wouldn't bother. This is supposed to be a prison. Being locked away in here is supposed to be a punishment. I don't remember. One of the Scandinavian countries, like, it's in the internet, right? It's shown the way the prison looks like. And it looks neat. Like a normal, basically, room. And apparently it works well for the rehabilitation of the people, basically, more or less, right? After they commit crimes. So I wouldn't say this interior design is for the good. You wouldn't have the intended effect if it was light and airy. I get it, but it don't seem humane, keeping people in conditions like this. Even saint animals. I'm sure the city guards would beg to differ about some of their criminals. I know from experience that they are very particular about the law. They regard anybody who breaks it as subhuman. So it's okay to lock people away in the dark like this? Fionn pouts. I can't believe my own sister was gonna be locked up somewhere so miserable. I'm sure I'm glad we were able to save her. Nobody deserves to be stuck in a freezing pit like this. I might have argued in the past, when I still acted as city guard, but now I feel compelled to agree with you. These conditions are truly ghastly. That's one word for it. Not this one. God damn it. I want very much turn around and leave, but I know that I can't. I have to push through this. If I'm suffering after 5 minutes, Bonnie must be suffering much, much worse. Don't worry, Bonnie, we'll find you! We pass rows upon rows of cells. Most of them are unoccupied, but I do see a few prisoners incarcerated behind bars. They must be in here for a long time. They look weak and feeble, almost emaciated, and they are wearing rags. They're so tired they don't even sit up to watch me and my party as we walk past. I feel a pang of sympathy for them, but I don't know what they did to land themselves in here. They could be murderers, for all I know. I can't afford to let myself get distracted. I'm not here for them. I'm here for Bonnie. Where is she? I keep walking my dragon hind boots, clacking against the floor. I turn my head this way and that, searching when... Oh! Yahoo! Viola-chan, sashimi! Thank you! That's the usual line in the anime, actually, right? Finally, I see her. It's Bonnie. She's chained up to the wall in a cell near the very back of the gaol. There's a few smuts of dirt on her face and her hair is rumpled, but she looks far better than the other prisoners I passed on my way to her. Or here, the same really option. She's cute as heck, by the way. Sorry. She might be in irons, but she doesn't look defeated. Her eyes still glimmer with the same defiance they did during our first meeting when we sparred. Her circumstances are dire indeed, but she hasn't lost her spark. She's still, most undoubtedly, Bonnie. Excuse me, ma'am. Approach Bonnie's cell. It will appear you have visitors, 4 of them in fact. Huh? Who'd bother to visit an outcast like... Bonnie starts to respond in a surly manner until her eyes meet mine. Her acerbity fades. She stares at me for a few moments. Her mouth hangs open, but no words come out. She's been rendered quite silent with shock. A few seconds by, time slows to crawl, and then... By the stars, is that really you, Viola? Indeed it is! I'm glad you remember my name. It's been a while, hasn't it? It has been a while, to be sure, but I never forgot a woman like you. You made quite an impression. Thank you. I could say the same about you. Don't know if that's a compliment. I will take this as one. Bonnie grins, then peers over my shoulder. And you ain't long, but looks of it. That must be your fierce little mate, and over there is your serious knight, and here... Why, it's the funny little thief girl, Fion! Nice to see you all! It's very nice to see you too, Bonnie! I missed you! Did you now? That's most gratifying. And what about you, little Miss Maid? Bonnie's eyes find nervous. I remember you didn't like me at all that much. You were always huffing and sighing and pouting when we were together. Has time not softened your opinion of me, little old me? Do you still despise me? I'm not overly fond of you, if that is what you're asking. I would be more than content to let you rot away in the cell for the rest of your miserable life. It's what a woman such as you deserves. Pirates are wicked, shameless, cursed, and you are the most wicked and shameless of them all. I see you haven't changed a bit. You're the same grumpy Nevis I always knew. Still, Bonnie grins. Despite all that, you still came here for my sake. I suppose you can't hate me all that much. Oh, I do. Believe me, I do. I only came here because Milady was insistent upon saving you. She might be fond of you. The gods know why. But I most certainly am not. So you did come here to save me. I'm much obliged. You're some of the most loyal shipmates I've ever had. The members of my actual crew would turn traitor on me just like that if they could get their hands on me, on some mite of gold coins. But you guys are different. I only stayed with you a little while, but you're very loyal. Every last one of you. That turned rare trait nowadays. You girls are all worthy your brave insult. If I'd wonder how you found I was here, and how you were able to get past the guards. It's a long story. I can tell you the precise details later. For now, however, we need to focus on getting out of those manacles then out of this cell. We have a brand new life lined up for you, Bonnie. I can't afford to let you waste away in this prison. New life, you say? Bonnie's brow furrows. What sort of life? Sorry. A very upstanding, respectable life. I'm going to use my connections to introduce you to an honest line of work and turn you into a proper member of society. What? And that's the caveat for asking me, I take it? Yes, it is. What do you say? Will you consent to my plan? Suppose I don't have all that much choice. Give my current situation. I know I couldn't break my way out of here on my own and only... Bonnie frowns. I don't know if I like the thought of being turned to a proper member of society. I'm plenty proper as this, ain't I? Hardly! Neve snorts. You are still a filthy pirate. You lie and cheat and steal for a living. There is not a person alive who could call that proper. Okay, you know what? I freaking love that piece of material around her waist. I don't know why. It's so good. I like it. Your contact is almost as shocking as your speech. But worry not. Milady is kind and generous, and she has come here to save you. She's going to give you a new chance. Now, this is starting to sound kind of cult-like. What they're gonna make you do when you spring me from the cell? You ain't gonna put me to work as an accountant, are you? Could you work as an accountant? To be sure I could. I know my mathematics, and I'm good at keeping tabs on treasure. It's part of my duty as a pirate captain. I know all there is to know about money. But that don't mean I want to help other manage theirs. Totally when as a cleric. Whole day sounds like hell. I should feel offended, I guess, because actually my mother is an accountant. You need to worry on that score. I mean, you need to worry on that score. I think your skills would be quite wasted as a cleric. I have a very, very different profession lined up for you. It will be quite unlike anything you've ever done before, but do not fear. I'm sure you'll take to it, and even if you don't, it's still better than being executed. You don't have much of a choice in the matter, so you might as well play nice. I giggle. It's going to be so much fun! And let's find out how much of fun it will be in the next episode. The rescue apparently has been a success. For now, hope you enjoyed, hope to see you tomorrow, and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.